a lot of drama this past month on the whole Boeing versus SpaceX. I don't know if you've been following this. So, here's the situation about, what was it here? A decade ago, NASA's retiring the space shuttle and they want to put up humans in the future. And so they give out 2 contracts, one to Steadfast Boeing and one to upstart SpaceX. And this week, the upstart is saving the Steadfast Boeing. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I never have strong opinions about what hardware ever gets used to go in and come back from space. By the way, I don't view it as the upstart beats the time. I don't think about it that way. I think about it as, you're in the future when if one vehicle can't bring you back, you roll out another one. Okay. Why isn't anyone celebrating that fact? And we know these 2 astronauts' names, Sunita Williams, and is it Butch?
Sunita's gotten all of the publicity. It's always about bringing her back.
Nobody cares about is it Butch Wilmore? I forgot his first name, but Wilmore. So Williams and Wilmore, all right, we know their names. Well, many of us knew them just because we knew them. They're veteran astronauts. But other people now know their names for the first time because of this fact that they've been stranded. And consider that that's evidence, once again, that we're living in the future of space exploration because no one can remember the names of anybody in space. Whereas when I was growing up, you knew everybody who went into space, and the TV programs were interrupted to show you those launches. Yeah. That's because they were unusual. They were rare. They were the first ever of any time we are reaching for the skies. It is so routine today that of course we didn't know who was up there. Now we know, and now Boeing's not working, so we throw up SpaceX. They'll come back, and they're veteran astronauts. The fact that the press was using the word stranded, meanwhile, there's a half dozen other astronauts on the space station. Okay, how stranded can you be when there are other human beings there ready to hang out with until you get rescued? Plus, there's plenty of food, plenty of water, and there are people who well who pay top dollar just to get into space. So if I were them, if I were Sunita and Butch, I'd say, I have to spend longer in space? Oh, that's too bad, isn't it? I guess let me just enjoy the rest of this time. So that's how I look at it.
It's interesting. When do you think the next names that we will memorize and learn in school will happen? Is it the first people back on the moon, the first to Mars, or are we just past that part?
It'll be the first to Mars, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And by the way, when we land people on Mars, you'll have to rename your podcast.
Off to Mars shots.
MOONSHOTS will be, that's not even a big project anymore. So, those are my views there. And I think NASA is pretty calm about it. It was the press that, I think the idea that one can be stranded in space carries a lot of clickbait. By the way, you know how much area they have in the module? You take a cross-sectional area. I mean, obviously they live in the volume, but the area is like 400 square feet. And there are studio apartments in Manhattan, smaller than that people live in their whole lives. So, I had no sympathy for them, and I'm pretty sure they're happy to spend more time in space.